Hey guys, it's Seeker, and today we have an awesome interview for you. This one comes from the Coin Show, and I implore you to try and watch or at least listen to the entire video. Put it on in the background and listen to it while you're doing something else. But today we are having an interview with Doug Davis. Now, Doug Davis is not only the founder of the Numismatic Crime Information Center, but he is also the director of the ACEF, which is the Anti-Counterfeiting Educational Foundation. So Doug had a ton of insights, and like I said, it's a little bit of a long video for this channel with the interview going around 20 minutes, but it's absolutely informative, and Doug had a lot of stuff to say that I think everyone should hear. So like I said, put it on in the background and listen to it while you do something else if you don't want to, stare at him and talk. But a very, very informative video that I suggest that you all watch and take in. But you guys don't need to see my face anymore, so let's go ahead and get Doug Davis on the camera and see what he has to say about fake coins in the marketplace right now. But before we do, really quick, guys, if you're new to the channel, if you like videos like this, don't forget to go down below and hit subscribe and click the bell for future video notifications. Hey guys, we are here with Doug Davis of the ACEF, the Anti-Counterfeiting Educational Foundation, and he brought us quite a few things to the Coin Show to basically share with everyone here all the fakes that are out in the community. And so I thought maybe we'd ask him some questions, and afterwards we'll take a look. Maybe he can show us a couple of things. Sure. So Doug, what got you into this? What got you started doing this with the ACEF?
Well, basically, I had my first coin shop when I was 18 years old, and then realized that I didn't have enough money back in the day to back me up in that. So I decided, well, I going to college, and I got my degree in criminal justice. And then from there, has always been interested in coins and everything. Wheel and deal during the whole time I was in law enforcement. So back in 1986, when I really got involved with the Numismatic Crime Information Center, which is a separate entity than ACF, and that was put together to assist law enforcement in the investigation of any offenses related to rare coins and paper money. But initially it got us started because one of the friends of mine that I did coin shows with while I was in police work was shot and killed in his coin shop here in our town in Pantego. And from that point in time, that's when the birth of NCIC started back in 1986. We tracked those people for about 2 years, caught all three of them, put them away for life. And so realized doing the investigation and everything, it was important that I realized that law enforcement didn't know anything about coins and paper money and how to investigate those kind of offenses. So that's how we progressed up until the time that I became part of ACTF and ACEF, because they kind of overlap in regards to investigations and stuff. But I was seeing more and more counterfeits coming in from China and everywhere else. China's not the only one, but the majority of the counterfeits are coming from China at this point in time. So what we saw is that, again, a lot of agencies, even the federal agencies that are responsible for those investigations, still didn't have the knowledge or education. So that was kind of the start of ACEF. Started out with DICTA participating in that, and then they decided it would be best to turn it into a nonprofit, and that's when ACEF started. And from that point, after Beth Dysher, who did a great job in developing the foundation for ACEF and ACTF, she had some other things going. It's time for her to retire and everything, and so that's when I took over as director of anti-counterfeiting. So that's kind of where we started, how it began from my standpoint, how ACF started. But the industry realized that it was, the flood of Chinese counterfeits coming into the U.S. marketplace was kind of, creating a problem with the integrity of the business. But it also kind of is beginning to undermine the integrity of our whole U.S. monetary system with as many that's being flooded. So that's the problem that we're seeing now. It continues to increase. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. And so that's why we are aggressively attacking, whether it's the manufacturers, individuals, organized groups that are, trying to defraud people with pushing all these counterfeit throughout.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of stuff that you see. I mean, you see Facebook ads all over the place, and you have fake listings on some of the resale websites like Etsy and OfferUp and things like that all the time. When you see like a silver eagle listed for half of what it even goes for in silver, you just kind of know automatically. but there's a lot of people out there, I'm sure you would attest to, that don't know automatically like we do.
Right, and that's the biggest problem that we're seeing is that people that are uneducated in numismatics or precious metals or whatever, they're just not used to being in the market. They're not used to the premiums and the fluctuations and everything. But what's most important is that they need to understand that these Facebook pop-up ads and everything. Dealers do not sell for under spot.
Right.
And so that is a key flag. But these individuals that are putting up these websites and everything, and currently we monitor about 247 counterfeit e-commerce and social media platforms daily that are actually selling counterfeit products. And most of those products, and a lot of those products, are U.S. minted products from the mint. Not just the numismatic valued coins, but also the precious metals, whether it's the 1 ounce silver eagles, the gold buffaloes, whatever's being minted by the mint, they are counterfeiting and then flooding the market with it. And they're using some really creative marketing when they do all these Facebook pop-up ads and everything. But what created this whole problem is at the first of the pandemic and everything, everybody was concerned about what was going to happen in the marketplace, what was going to happen with the stock market, what was going to happen with their 401ks and everything. So at that point, a lot of people were trying to find alternative methods to invest their money, and they figured out and they looked towards something that they could actually have in their hands.
Right.
So that's when they turned into numismatic coins, but especially precious metals and everything. So that's where you begin to see a lot of the market start to increase, shortages of supplies and everything. Well, that just kind of raised a red flag to some of these individuals that wanted to manufacture and produce the counterfeits. So that's when we saw an increase in the advertisements of 1 ounce silver eagles, 1 ounce rounds and everything. But predominantly it was the U.S. coins that they were minted. Although they will sell everything, they have counterfeited everything, whether it's our products, U.S. products, or the Canadian mint or whatever. So we're not the only ones. But if you really look at the Facebook pop-up ads, which in the last 2 months have increased exponentially on your Facebook pages and everything, there's a lot of red flags up there. But the problem of it is it's the uneducated person that doesn't know anything about precious metals in the numismatic industry. And that's where these people are getting sucked in because they're using some great advertising, great marketing skills.
Right.
Yesterday it was, you could look up on the Facebook and see where they were actually doing a video where it looked like they were putting in the blank planchets for the 1 ounce silver eagles, pushing it into the machine, coming out, putting them in the tubes with the green tops from the mint. Then you saw them putting them in, loading up each roll into the box, into the monster box, and then at the end it showed it on a pallet with about however many monster boxes are on a pallet. Well, then people think that that's coming from the mint. And then further down, it also shows where it shows a picture of looks like it just came from the U.S. mint, packaging, certs, and everything. Well, you're not going to get that coin.
Right.
And then after that, you'll see underneath it another picture where it's going to have a slabbed a 1 ounce eagle and an MS-70 or a first edition or whatever. And you think you're getting that. But realistically, all you're getting is you're going to get a single coin. And it's or however many you send. And, and the list goes on. But they definitely state in their marketing ad materials and everything, 0.999, pure silver, great investment, get them before they last, so forth and so on. So those kind of things really attract people and say, hey, this is a good deal, it's good investment and everything. But once they get them, they realize that it's, they're counterfeit. And some of them don't realize that. They just think, yes, and they put it in their safe and everything. But when it comes time that they need money or they need it for college for their kids and everything, that they put all these away for investment, and they go down and try to sell it to a dealer, and turns out they're counterfeit. So, it's hurting a lot of people. We have cases upon cases. We get them daily about people that are being defrauded by these fraudulent websites and social media platforms. But not only that, they're also getting defrauded by individuals that realize that, you can buy Silver Eagles by the roll for $3 or $4 a piece or whatever in bulk quantities, and then turn around, and then that's when they start their criminal enterprise, either from an individual standpoint or from an organized group standpoint.
So what you're saying is they'll buy these, from China or wherever, knowing they're fake, and then they'll turn around and resell them domestically.
Yeah, and that's the twofold problem. You got the ones that don't know, unexperienced, uneducated, that are doing it for an investment purpose, and then you got the other side of it, that is the criminal mind is saying, hey, I think I've got a way to make a lot of extra money, and going out to the different places, and especially flea markets and places like that, where people are, always are looking for a good deal, and when they see that, then it's pretty easy to pull the wool over people's eyes.
It's unfortunate that it happens, for sure. And like I said, and I'll show the examples here in a minute. You have so many examples here, and I'm sure This is just a drop in the bucket.
Sure.
But what I wanted to ask you is, when those people do that, and when they buy them and then use them to defraud someone domestically, what kind of charges come with that from the government? I mean, do government officials actually go after them?
Sure.
That's technically considered counterfeiting, right?
Right. Well, under the laws, it goes under the counterfeiting laws and everything, and that particular entity is, Secret Service handles that. We're working real closely with Secret Service, Customs and Border Protection, and everything. The data that we get, the information we have, is forwarded to them. We kind of evaluate the data, evaluate where we see it's coming in, and then kind of develop some trends and patterns in regards to that, so we can help them develop a good plan when they start developing the case and move forward for prosecution. So they're aggressively out there trying to do it. Of course, manpower during the pandemic and everything. The other thing of it is their ability or their expertise they don't have on staff at this point. So that's where ACF becomes critical in the process, in the investigative process, because we're able to, we have the experience and the knowledge in investigating these type of cases, but we also have a group of experts that we provide to them anywhere across the United States. So if there's a case in California or Chicago or New York or whatever, we can usually find them an expert close to them to go to wherever the site is or wherever those coins were seized, and authenticate them so that they know that they are counterfeit, and they can move forward with the prosecution. So awesome. That's our main job, is to make sure that we provide them with intelligence information, suspect information, and manufacturing information, so that they can target those again to develop a case for prosecution.
That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that at least someone's going after him.
Right.
So you mentioned the Numismatic Crime Information Center. Can you tell everyone a little bit of how they can follow that? Is it like a Facebook group you can follow or anything?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. We've got a website and everything. And then it's the same way with the Anti-Counterfeiting Educational Foundation. We've got the website, acfonline.org. It's NCIC,
right.
.org. But, we've interlapped those. We get so many offenses from NCIC that we put into ACEF. So we work really closely together because it's beneficial to everyone within the industry, because it covers both gamuts. The major problem that we got right now with the counterfeits, and the other thing of it is any other offenses related to anything related to rare coins, paper money, and everything. So.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to get a couple shots of your showcases to share with people online. Do you have a piece in particular you want to share?
Well,
with us?
I think everyone needs to understand that there's the progression of the technology and everything is getting so much better and everything. It's very difficult a lot of times to determine whether a coin is good, bad, or ugly. And that goes along with whether your level of expertise is. And if people are just going out to buy it, and they're not going to know. And what we encourage is to make sure that you're going to a dealer that you're comfortable with, whether it's a local dealer, your local dealer, a P&G dealer, A&A dealer, or whatever. And if you're buying off the internet and everything, it's a credible company,
right?
And you've done your research, and you know that they are, quote, been in the business a long time, and you're not going to have to worry about that. But I think the most important thing of it is now they're getting so good is one of the tests on the coins and everything is whether or not they're magnetic. Because what we're seeing is here they're really concentrated on the 1 ounce eagles and everything.
Right.
And the testing methods that everybody's using is whether or not they're magnetic, whether they weigh, whether the diameter is correct and everything. But they're getting good enough to where on this one here, they've changed the metal so it's not magnetic, and on this one it is.
Right.
And then again, you just have to, you can see, and the examples I've got is the progression of how good the technology is getting in relation to the manufacture of the coins. But when we're seeing the gold buffaloes that you see on this, those really look good. They were coming out of a tube. But when actuality is when we drill them or check them and everything, because they haven't registered on the machine, whether it's a SIG or an XFR or whatever, there's no silver in it and everything. So you can see it's going to be a copper underlying base metal. And again, it's just getting better and better once they've detected what we've detected as a flaw, then they try to correct that manufacturing flaw. But as you can see on these, it doesn't matter. They're counterfeiting everything. Some of the top brands, whether it's Silvertown, whether it's Apmex, whether it's Engelhard or whatever, you can see the difference. This one was acid tested. These two are drilled and everything.
Right.
But regardless of what it is, they have basically what the Chinese have done has counterfeited every U.S. minted coin that's been minted by the U.S. But also on the other thing of it is everybody's excited about all the different types of what I call odd manufactured stuff.
Right.
And this is a series here, but that's pretty good. Examples of what they can actually do. That it's really they've really done a nice job. So unless you know what you're doing, unless you again are buying from a reputable dealer, you can get took on a lot of stuff.
So I think the key takeaway is to make sure that you're buying from a reputable dealer.
Correct.
And not off of a random Facebook ad.
But here's the deal. Being in the business as long as I have, and being a cop as long as I have, and everything. Everybody needs to understand that there's not a dealer that's going to sell for under spot.
Right.
In 99.9% of the time. Now, there's times when you might buy something under spot, but then you're not going to, in normal circumstances, sell under spot unless it's just some weird thing that you're not ever going to be able to get rid of. But I think this is something that's going to continue. As you can see over here on the slabs and everything, we are seeing a large number of counterfeit slabs, whether it's NGC or PCGS, and it's critical for everybody to understand. Again, the key point is buying from a reputable dealer, locally, nationally, or whatever. But these coins right here, the coins are bad, the slabs are bad, the certs are bad. And what people don't understand is even though that you can run that cert number on the NGC site, doesn't mean that coin is good.
Right.
And that's where it becomes so critical that you're buying from reputable people.
Right.
And a reputable people that you can go back and take that coin back to and say, hey, this is no good. Because not every dealer is going to catch every coin that comes into their coin shop.
Right.
That's going to be good, bad, or ugly. And they've got a lot of techniques that they use. If they bring in a bag of 1 ounce silver rounds and everything, they'll stick their hand in there and hand you a few and everything. Well, they know exactly which ones to hand, and they make tests, 10 or 12 of them, and they say, okay, I'll take the whole bag. But yet at the bottom, there might be 100 or so that's, they're counterfeit. So they've got a lot of different things. The PAMP bars, the Perth bars and everything, and the packaging and everything, they're getting very good at packaging those. The key to those is a lot of them, if you're machine tested, it's probably going to test no good.
Right.
A lot of times a key flag is that they're too thick. They just can't get the thickness and everything correct on those. But
It's scary to think about. I'm sure you know about this. PCGS has a new technology with the NFC chips where you can actually scan it and verify that the saliva is legit. Do you like that technology?
I think that anything that you do technology-wise from any of these companies that's going to enhance their ability to ensure that their product is good, it's not counterfeit. I think we need all that we can do to protect the consumer out there. I mean, it's bottom line, and it's a continuing educational process. So I encourage everybody to get on the ACF website, acfonline.org, and file the reports. When we file the reports, we review it. Again, we put all that information into a database so that we can identify those manufacturers or potential manufacturers or individuals that are selling them as an organized criminal enterprise.
Right.
So,
well, Doug, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you do. I think everyone out in the community appreciates people like you that do this, and especially that you guys do it as a nonprofit. That's amazing. So.
Well, that's it. And we do this as a nonprofit, like in a 501c3 and everything. And to keep the ACF going, it's going to take the support of the numismatic industry, the numismatic community, and everything, because all our work's done based on what we receive donation-wise from the industry and the community. So we need all the support, because what we do helps protect y'all out in the marketplace.
Right.
And that's what our main goal is. Plus educating law enforcement that we do have a major problem, and we need to continue the enforcement and the prosecution of these individuals trying to defraud the public.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Doug. I appreciate it. And seriously, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above you can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.